So we all know that that pandemic EBT has expired and things are unraveling as I speak. Stay tuned. Let's talk about it. So the line outside the Boston's American Red Cross food pantry on a recent Saturday morning stretched the length of 2 football fields. The number of people filing into the red brick industrial zone warehouse on some days now exceeds the worst periods of the pandemic economic crash and crisis. And in April, it had the second highest monthly traffic since it opened in 1982. This organization, the organization is called HIS, like food banks across the country, has been flooded with requests for help since food stamp recipients were hit with a double blow. The expiration of a temporary boost in benefits put in place during the pandemic and grocery prices, which are running 24% above pre-COVID levels. It's a hunger cliff. Inflation and ending these emergency allotments. This was said by Andre. People are really crashing. So about 32 million Americans had their monthly food stamp benefits cut at the end of February, on average by about $90 per person, though some households experienced much deeper reductions. The end of the emergency allotment for food stamp largely completes the unwinding of a series of coronavirus relief measures that staved off a wave of destitution during this crisis and even brought child poverty rates down to a low year rate. So what does this mean? This means many more Americans now are going hungry than at the peak of the pandemic ate, because things cost way more than when the pandemic first hit. Some 24.6 million adults didn't have enough to eat in early April versus 16.7 million the same month 2 years ago. And that's according to the Census Bureau. And Republicans are seeking new restrictions on food aid and cuts to safety net programs as a price for raising the debt ceiling. At the same time, food prices have soared more than any other major category of consumer costs except energy. In the first quarter alone, global food maker Nestle reported raising prices in North America 12.4% compared to last year. Melissa Lopez, a disabled 40-year-old Boston with a kidney transplant and 2 children at home, has started going to the Red Cross food pantry once, sometimes twice, since her benefits were cut. Yet she's rationing chicken and whatever other meat she gets against adolescent appetites. So she is having to tell her children when they're asking for more food, I cannot give it to you. She says that they're like, Mama, I want 2 pieces. I want 3. They're boys. They're big. They want more. They used to get seconds or more, but now they cannot. Y'all, this is so sad. This is so sad. I wish that people were preparing when they were receiving those EBT food stamps, that they were going out and actually stockpiling food for the event that this would end. We all knew that this would not last. It's not sustainable. Although it is needed, it's not sustainable, and that they were going to stop this eventually. And I fear that a lot of people did not listen to the warnings out there. They did not stockpile their food, and now they're having to go without, unfortunately. So it says concerns are rising of a recession on the horizon, adding that the peril for household on the edge. Morgan Stanley economist said the expiration of the pandemic food stamp benefits is already weighing on economic growth and project an annualized $50 billion hit to disposable income. The supplemental nutrition assistance, known as SNAP or as food stamps, provides low-income families and individuals with benefits loaded onto their card that they can then use to buy food and non-alcoholic beverages. The benefits account for about 12% of the U.S. food and beverage sales. They don't have the national figures for food banks, the amount of people that are going across the nation, but calls to local 211 community service helplines seeking referrals to food pantries jumped 9.8% in March through April 16th compared to 2 months before the benefit reduction in affected states, according to the analysis by Washington University and St. Louis Health Communication Research Laboratory. So basically, people are skimping on whatever they can just to make sure that kids at least eat twice a day, once in school and then at home. So summer is coming up, and this is some serious heartache that people are experiencing right now. It says that even with help from a local food pantry, a 45-year-old discount store manager and single mother in Colorado said she has had to curtail snacks she used to provide for her children for after-school sports, and now she skimps on their dinner. You have to cut the portions for food down, she says, whose STAMP benefits dropped $500 a month. Having 3 teenage kids, that's not good. They're still hungry. This hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. It really story goes on to say that they've seen young full-time employees who are for the first time facing hard decisions. Are we going to buy food or pay our utilities? And that is, that was the case growing up with my mom and probably some of you guys' parents as well. It's, how can I put a little bit on this bill, a little bit on that bill, a little bit on that bill, and still be able to afford to buy food? Because we were on food stamps, and I'm pretty sure she wasn't getting a lot because we didn't have a lot, but she made it a lot. She knew how to make that meal work and work for a couple of days. So it does say that the administration did permanently raise the average SNAP benefit by 27% in October of 2021. The first increase beyond adjustments for inflation is more than 45 years. Following a review of benefit levels, Congress ordered in the 2018 Farm Bill, the extra pandemic allotment also was a blunt tool designed for a temporary crisis that risked distorting work incentives if continued indefinitely. So the fear is that people will just not want to work or go back to work, which we did see a lot of that from people not going back to work for whatever reason, because they knew they had that money coming in and they would be able to buy food, but now they don't. So what is out there still might not be sufficient enough to feed their family. It says that overall, the average SNAP benefit per person climbed from $121 a month just before the pandemic to $256 in January, shortly before the emergency allotment ended. Yet decades high rates of food, energy, and rent inflation place an extraordinary burden on many SNAP beneficiaries. In most cases, food stamps only cover a portion of the grocery cost, and families already on a financial edge may have depended on the extra food aid for years. So I know when I lost my job in 2020, that is when I was approved for stamps. But I knew it was temporary. And I took the little bit of stamps they gave me, and what I did was I stocked up my home. I started stocking up my home before they canceled me. And another thing we're failing to realize and understand, not everybody who gets public assistance is somebody who don't want to work. They could have lost their job. They could have gotten injured. Anything could have happened. Everybody's not just somebody who want to sit home. They're just in that predicament for that moment in time. So this woman, Heather, she's a 48-year-old disabled mother of 4 in Virginia, married to an unemployed Air Force veteran. Even veterans are on food stamps. Even people who are in active duty are on food stamps because they don't pay our military like they need to. And they can't afford to buy food for their family. She said she suddenly lost $600 a month in benefits unsettling for her family. Her 13-year-old son grew moody, less attentive, and at school, and started getting headaches. Y'all, he wasn't eating probably. She wasn't able to give him the food that he was normally used to getting, I guess. But she says it's because he was not eating like he was before, because he was trying to not eat as much to stretch the benefits for his siblings. Now, that's a kind heart. But kids are going without food. That's when illness and sickness come in. Like she said, he was having headaches and wasn't attentive in school. So, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, I love you, but God loves you more. He created only one you. Be the best you that you can be, and when you are, go out and spread God's love. Peace, love, and light. Thanks for being here on the channel. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to hit that red button, turn on your notifications, because on most days, I post more than one video a day, as I did today.
Do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile? Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along, and I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know